Welcome to my channel. My name is Shelley. Every season, Harold and I work together to decorate our home. Our signature colors are pink, gold, green, and creamy whites, but every now and again we branch out to include the traditional colors of the season. Come along with us each week as we showcase our labor of love in our unique maximalist style. One of the best parts about fall is decorating our home for both fall and for Halloween. Yes, home sweet home. Welcome to our fall 2021 home tour. This year we began decorating our fall home with our Christmas tree, and I pulled out pretty much every pink and rosy toned and white flower that I had and popped it in the tree and filled the tree with pumpkins from Michael's and some beautiful Christmas ribbon that I purchased last year to be used for this year. Under the tree, I have a series of pumpkins that I have owned for a number of years, all of which were purchased at Michael's. And then this year I added in yet another truck that I found at HomeSense. Yes, at HomeSense. Normally, I like the fireplace to be the star of the show, but because the tree, our fall tree, is really the star of the show in this room, I wanted the fireplace to be a little lighter, obviously filled with florals because that's what I love to do, and then with that pretty pumpkin centerpiece that's filled with Dollarama items, a funky bow that I made with ribbons that are actually from the spring collection at Michael's. The coffee table features my two favorite pumpkins from Pier 1 that I've owned for a number of years, and my blooming candlesticks with a couple of more Pier 1 pumpkins. And you'll notice in the domed cake stand, I've added a couple of bunnies with cute little pumpkins as well. It's pink, it's girly, with lots of white and a touch of gold. On top of our armoire, I thought it would be the perfect place to put the little sign that I bought last year from Michael's, Fall in Love. And I've added in that really pretty angel that I purchased this summer. I don't think you've seen it yet, but I just thought she's just so pretty. And you know that I have a thing for angels. And then I've added two 3-tiered pumpkins. The white and the gold one is a new purchase from HomeSense, but everything else up there are things and pumpkins that I've owned for a number of years. And on one of the side tables, you'll notice there's Harold's truck adorned with some pearls and a beautiful Pier 1 pumpkin with the iridescent pink candle rings that I love to use season over season. And I decided that I would use my little busted headless woman. She's just so pretty, and I have filled her with some pumpkins and some florals, and underneath her I've added a little tiny village adorned with some pumpkins. Beside that, I have two iridescent pumpkins that are so pretty. Again, owned those for a number of years, and the candlesticks with the iridescent candles in them and florals that again I created this past summer, those floral rings, and think they still look perfect for this season. Now you have seen this wreath for every video that I have filmed for this fall series. This was a wreath I bought at HomeSense this year that I just can't leave well enough alone. So I have embellished it with more florals. I've added in some roses. I've added in a few other little details. So pretty. I love the size of it. And when I saw the color, I had to buy it because it fits in with both the muted oranges and with my pinks. When two of our grandchildren asked if I would use some fall colors and especially some Halloween decor in our home, I couldn't say no. And so Harold and I had so much fun incorporating Halloween into our home this year. You're getting a glimpse as well of our Thanksgiving table that, we sat at last weekend. I'm clearly filming this before we had our Thanksgiving dinner, but it was so much fun to set this table. And here is a little bit of a close-up of the window that, for those of you who follow my channel, you know how much I enjoy decorating this kitchen window with my tiered tray. This tiered tray is the star of the window and it gets decorated for every season. I would say of all of the gifts that Harold has purchased for me over the years, this truly is one of my favorite things. One of the things that I like to do is clear out all of the normal dishes that are in these two china cabinets and fill them in the fall with fall dishes and at Christmas with Christmas dishes. So much fun, and it really does make decorating for Christmas easier when I decorate for fall first. I've seen that sign in my kitchen, season over season, but you know what? Normally it has peonies on them. I didn't want to pull the peonies off, so all I did was clip some florals from the Dollar Tree to hide the peonies and to make it work for fall. Now our grandchildren love that cookie jar because, of course, there she is, a witch, lying on top of the cookie jar with her shoes on the most gorgeous Patience Brewster cake stand that you can imagine. Yes, that cake stand is just priceless to me. You know that I love Patience Brewster. And you may be wondering why I'm keeping the pink smeg there that I just can't put away because I use it all the time. Well, I decided to add a little pink into the kitchen to make that work. So I wasn't going to actually purchase those two pictures, the skulls from Michael's, but I sort of made a deal with myself. I said, if they're still there when they're 50% off, then I will buy them. I walked into Michael's a little over a week ago and there they were, and I thought, yes, they're coming home with me. Prior to that, I just had some candles and those pretty fall pears. Love them, and you'll see them again next week. So decorating our, where we actually work in the kitchen was a lot of fun this year. I pulled out my Fitz and Floyd Halloween plates. I just love those cat plates. And then I just added in that cute little metal witch who's dancing to the Halloween groove on top of the stove. I just love decorating our dining room, and this year I decided that our dining room would be adorned with soft golds and some pinks and some creams because those are the colors that I love the most, and I'm absolutely thrilled with how this table turned out. I could live my whole life in a pink world, and I often do. Over on the side tables, I simply added some inexpensive pink and gold pumpkins and some florals that I've owned for years, and that gorgeous gold pumpkin. You know how much I love my Cinderella carriages, so they too have a prominent place right below the crown. And on the china cabinet, I've really kept things relatively simple this year. Just added a little bit of florals, kept the angel that I just think is so glorious and difficult to store. So she's up there just taking care of everything in our dining room. And the other side table in our dining room again has a mirrored matching pumpkin to the other side table. And then our lovebirds that you know I love so much, and lots of soft pinks and gold with my Patience Brewster beautiful candlesticks that you see season over season. When our guests come through our front door, they're greeted with this pretty Happy Halloween sign. I know those of you who shop at Michael's, when you saw that sign, I hope you loved it as much as I do, because that had to come home with me. And I just used garland that I already own, and then added some really pretty pumpkins. Yes, those pumpkins are new finds from HomeSense this year. When I saw them, I went, oh my goodness. And you know who I thought of? My good friend Shuli, who would love those pumpkins. You'll have to take a look at her channel, My Style, My Colors, because those are right up her alley. Last year, my Cinderella DIY carriage really played a prominent role in so many of my videos, and I had to use it again this year. So this is what, again, greets our guests in the hallway as they come into our living room. I love the jar filled with florals. It's just so me. Our powder room also must have a special added touch. And take a look at the little DIY pumpkins that I made last year. So pretty. And at the top of it all, there's a beautiful angel and bird, and that was a gift from my friend Sheila, and she just adds the perfect touch to this bathroom. You know how much I also love this peel and stick wallpaper. So again, on the vanity, I've just added a pumpkin to just bring all of that prettiness to light. Our family room is a potpourri of traditional colors and the colors that I traditionally love. And as our guests enter our family room, they're greeted by these adorable little scarecrows and the florals, and they really do set the scene for what is to come. The fireplace is the pièce de résistance as far as our grandchildren are concerned. They love this fireplace. They just ooh and ah over it. Our little Ayla loves to give every little thing on it a kiss, so we often have to pull things down for her to do so. And at the bottom, the witch sitting inside the bucket is the thing that she gets the biggest kick out of. Now, that garland that you see on the fireplace, that was garland that I purchased a few years ago from Michael's. And you know me, I just add all kinds of things. I've got witches' hats popped in. I've got white and black pumpkin picks popped in. I have more ribbon popped in. It truly is so much fun. Now you know how much I love pink, and so I really have taken the rest of the room in a direction that I would prefer to go. And so when you take a look at the coffee table filled with the iridescence and the pink florals with black, I really think that that is a showstopper. And on the buffet in our family room, I have just a series of beautiful burgundy pumpkins from Michael's. Again, I've owned them for years, with a welcome sign and hello fall to greet our guests. And if you take a look at the little jester, that was purchased in Stratford in Ontario oh my goodness, I'm going to say 30 years ago. She's pretty. I love to use her for decor. She fits in perfectly in that vignette. Over on the nesting tables, I just have a couple of lanterns that you've seen me use in a whole host of different areas of our home, and just added some pretty little soft pink and soft green pumpkins to keep that space light and airy. Now, I purchased this cabinet last spring, and you know what? I really love decorating the top of it, and I like to keep it, especially at this time of the year, in those soft colors. In the evening when we're down in our family room watching television, you know what? Just turning that little light on in the corner is just all that we need. And looking at all that pretty pink and gold makes my heart sing. Speaking of television, while we watch television, this is our view. I just think it's pretty. It's filled with the soft colors that I love, with just little tiny pops of some of the traditional colors as well. You know what? It makes us feel great down here. Harold's usually down here watching hockey or baseball or golf, if you can believe that. Who wants to watch golf? But he does. I'm going to make you laugh because Harold said, what about football? Yes, he watches that down here too. And you know what? If I'm down here with him, even though I don't like watching any of that, I have pretty things to look at. I hope that you have thoroughly enjoyed watching our fall and Halloween home tour for 2021. I hope you come back next week, because next week you are going to see the prettiest little Halloween tablescape that I think you'll see this year. It won't be anything like, I think, anything you will have already seen. So come back and enjoy seeing how we will celebrate Halloween dinner with our little ones. Until we see each other again next week, bye-bye and have a great week. Stick around for some overview of our kitchen and of our living room. As you take a final peek at the bird's eye view of our kitchen and our living room, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and double tap the bell so that you get notification of all of our future videos. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share this channel with like-minded people who love seasonal decor as much as we do. And of course, any comment you leave us is always appreciated. Harold and I are so touched by the beautiful words and sentiment that so many of you share week over week. You really do make this world a better place because you are all so incredibly lovely. So until we see each other again next week, have a wonderful week.